Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Legit Astrologer. My name is Rajat Kapoor. This video is a part of the series of videos that I'm going to be making over the next few days about Rahu and Ketu's transit in the sign of Pisces and Virgo. Rahu and Ketu, they are the lunar nodes, an integral part of the moon. Rahu is called the north node of the moon, Ketu is called the south node of the moon, and their transit is going to last for approximately an year and a half. Rahu and Ketu will be making a transit in the sign of Pisces and Virgo on 30th of October 2023. And in case you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, share this video with your friends, and in case you wish to book a personalized consultation with me, you can check out the link to my website in the comment section and the process of reaching out to me. This is a very significant transit because the lunar nodes Rahu and Ketu, these are shadowy planets. These are very important points in the zodiac belt which helps us understand important events in life, certain triggers that are associated to Rahu and Ketu, and their influence in the chart plays a significant role in predictive astrology. In the subsequent videos, I'm also going to talk about how Rahu and Ketu's transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant and moon signs. But today in this video, let's try and understand what Rahu and Ketu are, and from a general sense, how this transit is going to have an impact on all of us. Both Rahu and Ketu have a full cycle of 18 years and 7 months, which means that after 18 years and 7 months, this transit is happening when Rahu is moving in the sign of Pisces and Ketu is moving in the sign of Virgo. And for a similar transit, we will have to wait for another 18 years and 7 months. Therefore, Rahu and Ketu's transit in one particular sign lasts for about an year and a half. Another interesting fact about Rahu and Ketu is that both are permanently moving in a retrograde motion. That means Rahu is moving out from the sign of Aries and entering the sign of Pisces. Ketu is moving out from the sign of Libra and entering the sign of Virgo. These nodes also cause eclipses or grahan. They eclipse the sun, they eclipse the moon as well. Such are its powers. Therefore, they hold a great influence over the luminaries, sun and the moon. When there is a new moon occurring near one of the lunar nodes, be it Rahu or Ketu, it causes a solar eclipse. And when there is a full moon near one of the lunar nodes, Rahu or Ketu, it causes the lunar eclipse. Both solar and lunar eclipse happen in a quick succession in a gap of a few days from each other. These are cyclic energies. Eclipses indicates endings and new beginnings. They also represents cleansing of all kinds. Spiritually, it is an important time. Over the next few days, we are going to witness a solar as well as a lunar eclipse. These two signs where Rahu and Ketu are making a transit are the sign of Pisces and Virgo. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Now, nodes always transit together. Rahu is the head, Ketu is the body. They are inseparable from each other. Interestingly, they are making a transit in the sign of Guru, that is Jupiter, and the Shishya or student, that is Mercury. So, these two planets will have a much greater say over the next year and a half. So, you need to watch how Jupiter is placed in your chart and Mercury is placed in your chart, and the kind of role that they are playing over the next few months is really going to help in determining whether this transit will have a positive impact on you or it would be challenging for you. Let's understand what Rahu is. Rahu represents Maya. Rahu represents illusion. It is a significator of confusion. It is also the significator of expansion because Rahu is the head. It has got a mind with a lot of thinking. It wants to capture and conquer everything. It also has a mouth. It wants to feed into everything and anything in this world. It does not have a body. Whatever he feeds himself does not really suffice his appetite. Therefore, it wants to feed in continuously as long as it goes. Rahu can also be linked to a masked person who is not real. He is like an actor or a character who could play different roles in different times of life and create a lot of maya or illusion around people. It is also propulsion. It has got a lot of energy, a lot of firepower. Rahu from a tattva point of view is wind. In the modern age, Rahu represents high tech. It represents artificial intelligence, robotics, or any sort of emerging technologies, also the social media. Rahu from a modern point of view also represents foreign, or those people from foreign lands, far off, distant places, because these are the kind of places where Rahu excels. Rahu is a significator of 6 enemies of the mind, which we call Shadripu. These are desire, anger, greed, emotional attachment, pride, and jealousy or envy. Therefore, in order to ensure that we channelize our Rahu in the right direction, we need to focus a lot on strengthening our moon, which is the mind. Both Rahu and Ketu are integral part of the moon. Any remedies for the lunar nodes begin from the moon. So these are remedies related to moon that needs to be taken into account if you were to channelize your Rahu and Ketu positively. Let's understand Rahu in Pisces. Pisces is the natural 12th house of the zodiac belt. It is ruled by Jupiter or Guru. It is the highest spiritual bhava. It represents moksha at the highest level. It is about losses. It is about giving away, helping others, donations. It is also about bed pleasures and comforts and getting a good night's sleep. It is the house of sleep, or how you would like to rest yourself. It is also indicative of higher self-consciousness, someone who's a deep thinker. It plays a very important role. 12th house or the sign represents feet. What is happening here? Rahu is falling into Guru's feet. This is the most humble Rahu that can be ever in the sign of Pisces. From a mundane, materialistic point of view, this is not the most comfortable space for Rahu, because Rahu has nothing to do with being humble, being kind, and being grounded. So this is an uncomfortable space for it. So here is what we all need to look out for Jupiter in order to ensure that this humble energies of Rahu needs to be channelized in the right direction, in the appropriate direction for your own benefit. So I can very confidently say, if you have a strong Jupiter in your chart, or if this Rahu is making a transit in your house, that is a quadrant, Kendra, or trinal house, a Trikona house, and in any way it is connected to your natal Jupiter at this time, or if you're running through a dasha, antardasha, pratantardasha, or the Jupiter transit is going through significant houses in your chart, either Kendra or Trikona, this Rahu's transit could be extremely favorable for you. Otherwise, it could create a lot of challenges in your life. All in all, to improve your Rahu during this time, to make the most of it, you need to look towards Jupiter. Another point is that any house that Rahu is making a transit, it creates confusion or illusion related to those house matters. This could be very well a fact during this transit. How to read it? So for example, if Rahu is making a transit through your ascendant in the sign of Pisces, if that's where it falls in your chart, it is going to make you a confused person. It is going to cause a lot of illusion in your overall mind and what you do. If Rahu is, let's say, making a transit in your 7th house, it is going to cause a lot of confusion, illusion in your marriage, partnership, relationship. If in the 3rd house, it is going to create a lot of confusion, illusion with regards to your effort, your communication. If it is making a transit in the 9th house, it may create an illusion to push you move out of your dharma or your religion and start believing in many other things. If it is making a transit in the 11th house, it may create a confusion, illusion with regards to friends, your social network, and your ability to have gains in place. If it is making a transit in the 6th house, it may create illusion, confusion related to daily routines. If in the 4th house, it may create confusion and illusion related to your happiness, your comfort space. If in the 10th house, it will create confusion, illusion related to your workplace matters, job and certain decisions. In the 12th house, related to your sleep, spirituality. In the 8th house, in terms of sudden changes and transformation, it might make the change sound very confusing. If in the 2nd house, it could create a lot of confusion with regards to your speech, your family matters and wealth. If in the 5th house, it will create confusion with regards to your future planning, your goals, and also relationship with children. Now, Rahu has 3 aspects. Why it has 3 aspects? Because Rahu has been able to get these aspects from Jupiter. Rahu always wants to be the best. Jupiter being the most benefic and the biggest graha, Rahu wants to have its aspect. Therefore, Rahu aspects 5th from its position 7th from its position and 9th from its position. During this transit, Rahu is aspecting the signs of Cancer, Virgo and Scorpio respectively. And this is where we need to pay careful attention to these signs and the grahas that are placed in your natal chart in these signs. Rahu is also going to have a significant impact in the sign of Aries as well, because this is the sign it's moving out and shifting its position from. Rahu in Pisces is closely linked to spirituality, which is the most uncomfortable space for Rahu. But then if it is positive, it makes Rahu a deep thinker. It can enable Rahu to think, plan and achieve great things in life for the native. Who's going to have a maximum impact of Rahu's transit in the sign of Pisces? If you are currently running through a Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratantardasha where Rahu is playing a role, Sun is playing a role, Moon, Jupiter is playing a role, Mercury is playing a role, because Rahu is going to be transiting Revati Nakshatra lorded by Mercury, or if you have prominent planets in the sign of Pisces, in the sign of Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. From a cyclical point of view, you need to understand where Rahu is placed from your natal Rahu during this transit. If it is placed in 3rd, 6th, 10th or 11th from your natal Rahu, this transit is going to be extremely positive for you. If the transit of Rahu from your natal Rahu is 2nd or 12th, this could be a bit challenging in terms of wealth and material aspects. If you are having your Rahu-Ketu return, this could be completely a transformational time for you. If Rahu is transiting 7th from itself, as far as your natal Rahu is concerned, this could also lead to certain amount of transformation, but that could be a bit challenging during this time. If Rahu is transiting 4th or 10th from itself, this time period can give you huge career success or new professional endeavors. Now Rahu is going to make a transit in Revati Nakshatra at 30 degrees on 30th of October 2023, and it's going to stay in Revati Nakshatra till 8th of July. It is a long period that it is staying in Revati Nakshatra. This nakshatra is lorded by Mercury or Buddha. During this time, wherever the sign of Virgo is in your chart will deliver positive results. This is where you need to pay close attention, because Mercury gets exalted in the sign of Virgo. And from a cycle perspective, this Rahu's transit is activating the 9th cycle, which is quite fortunate, because this is a cycle of dharma, religion, long distance travel, spirituality, higher wisdom and also higher learning. So these are some of the things which you need to be mindful of, and most importantly look towards Jupiter, because Jupiter is the significator of the 9th cycle. Jupiter represents wisdom, dharma, higher learning. In case you feel that this transit is challenging for you, you need to look towards Jupiter and perform remedies related to Jupiter. This is the planet that needs strength in your chart at this time to help you sail through Rahu's transit. In the next part of the video, I'm going to be talking about Ketu's transit in the sign of Virgo and how it will have an impact, and thereafter I'd like to spend time in how this will have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs and the moon signs. I want to go slow because in order for you to understand, I need to ensure that I'm doing justice to this video. If you find this valuable, please share it with your friends, spread the word, and stay connected for all the upcoming transit videos and Vedic astrology videos. I hope Rahu's very humble transit in the sign of Pisces brings a lot of wisdom, enhances our spiritual quotient, and helps us become a more learned and a self-aware individual. Thank you very much. God bless you all.